Okay, Phil Lee returning with another episode of Civil War Chat. Today is Monday, the 22nd of August, 2022. Today's topic is playing with fire. But before we do that, I want to share something with you here. This is my book, Causes of the Civil War. It is important to buy this book because publishers just don't publish these anymore. You're not going to find publishers that will publish anything that about the causes of the Civil War that does not put the blame on the South. This is if you want to keep this kind of information flowing to you and to the people you want to influence, it's important to support the publishers and the authors that do that, because it's not possible to get the standard publishers to do this. This one is published by Shotwell Press in Columbia, South Carolina. Support their books. But Causes of the Civil War, especially because it is so misunderstood. In this book, for example, I'll show you 5 times when the North advocated secession before the South seceded, advocated secession for themselves. Okay, so you can get a copy of the book at Amazon for $22. If you would like a autograph copy, you can get it from me for $26, and I'll cover the postage, but you got to email me, Phil, Phil _ Lee, Leigh, at me.com. If you go to Amazon and see my books, and if you buy them and you like them, please give them 5 stars. That really helps us out. Again, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to support these books, because regular publishers will not publish them. Okay, we're done with that. Let's go on now to my remarks about playing with fire. Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, the deep state, and the Democrats are playing with fire. Assuming America survives as a free nation, future historians will conclude that the FBI's raid on Donald Trump's Florida home looks exactly like what it is. In the rear view mirror, it's going to look like exactly what it is. A deliberate manipulation of the Justice Department by a political party holding the White House to eliminate the most serious political rival for that office. Since such an event has never occurred in America's 233-year history, it sets a precedent that will encourage all future presidents to abuse the powers of the Justice Department to throw their most popular challengers in jail. It will burn America down. America dallied with such action after the Civil War. Although Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and 37 other Confederate leaders were charged with treason and related crimes, the federal legal machinery slowed down as cooler heads prevailed. 2 months after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, only 2 months after he was assassinated, Union Commanding General Ulysses Grant wrote War Secretary Edwin Stanton on June 15, 1865, quote, "In my opinion, the Confederates paroled at Appomattox and since cannot be tried for treason so long as they observe the terms of their parole. This is my understanding. Good faith as well as true policy dictates that we should observe these conditions of that convention. Bad faith on the part of the government would produce a feeling of insecurity in the minds of the paroled. I will state further that the terms granted by me met with the hearty approval of the president at that time," and he means Lincoln, "and of the country generally. The action of Judge Underwood to arrest Confederate leaders in Norfolk, Virginia, has already had an injurious effect, and I would ask that he be ordered to quash all indictments found against paroled prisoners of war, and to desist from further prosecution of them. About 6 months later, Andrew Johnson, who was the president, granted amnesty on Christmas Day, 1865, to nearly all former Confederates, but did not include the 39 charged with treason, among some others. Since his capture on May 10, 1865, former Confederate President Jefferson Davis became the chief focus of hate from those among the Northerners who desired corporal vengeance. 9 days later, he was imprisoned in a dungeon at Fortress Monroe on Virginia's coast, where he was allowed no visitors. Within days, irons were riveted to his ankles. News of the leg irons, however, unexpectedly prompted a glimmer of sympathy among the Yankee press that caused War Secretary Stanton to order them removed after only 5 days. After the attending physician warned that Davis's health was deteriorating, he was moved to a better room in October 1865 that had previously been the quarters for a Union artillery officer. In December 1865, he received his first visitor when his legal counsel arrived for consultation. Northern feelings toward Davis softened a year after Lincoln's death, when it was generally admitted that Davis had nothing to do with Lincoln's assassination. Meanwhile, the legal machinery moved slowly as prosecutors tried to settle on a specific winnable case. Davis asked for a habeas corpus hearing in May 1867, which resulted in his release on a $100,000 bond. 3 prominent Northerners funded that bond: shipping and railroad mogul Cornelius Vanderbilt, antebellum abolitionist Gerrit Smith, and New York newspaperman Horace Greeley. When the Davis case finally came to trial in February 1869, the federal lawyers told the court they decided against prosecuting it. Davis was a free man, and the outstanding cases for the remaining Confederate leaders also collapsed. While some activist historians argue that the Southern leaders should have been executed, let them ponder that the aggrieved Northerners of the pertinent era, who actually lived at that time, were more interested in national reconciliation than vengeance. It paid off when the sons of Confederate veterans eagerly joined to fight in the 1898 Spanish-American War. In fact, the South became perhaps the most patriotic region of the country, as her sons more readily answered America's call to arms in later wars, more readily than the other regions of the country. As late as 2015, for example, Southerners accounted for 44% of America's military, while representing just 36% of the nation's population. A country as large as the United States cannot remain free and cannot remain unified without a tolerance for minority opinion. Intolerance of it will either result in a balkanization or a tyrannical central government no better than any of the world's countless dictatorships presently and down through the ages. Cancel culture, emanating from the cultural elite, is undeniably a sign that America is on the threshold of such tyranny. If Northerners of the Civil War era could forego vengeance in the interest of national unity, today's Democrats look petty for weaponizing the Justice Department and the deep state against their political opponents. Let them instead leave America's future to be decided by free elections with candidates chosen by the amicable parties themselves, not the Department of Justice. Okay, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching.